They're the next iteration of the Association of ERGs and Councils Honors Award. The Honors Award has been in place for over 15 years and really was the first, but also the only award program that focused on the contributions of ERGs and councils. When my business partner and I acquired Prism 4 years ago, we wanted to take a look at the association and the awards program and get feedback. What's working well and where are the opportunities to take it to the next level? About that same time, we came to know Dr. Teresa Wellborn. We were looking at the things that she was doing from a research perspective, and again, we were trying to take the awards to the next level. It was at that point we recognized that the research that she was doing absolutely complemented what we were trying to do through the award process. So one of the big changes that we made was introducing a survey as a part of the application process. And that survey is based on years of research that Teresa has done both with executives and employees in hundreds of organizations. And that resulted in the development of what she calls an impact model. A big piece of this, again, was leveraging a data-driven approach, leveraging her research as a part of this process. As I mentioned, we added the survey, but then we split the awards. We created more award categories. We went from the top 25 ERGs and ERG programs to a top 25 ERG only, single ERG award. We then added a top 10 award for enterprise ERGs or the ERG program. We then additionally added the top 10 diversity action awards, which are really initiatives that are not generated by an ERG or council. And then last but not least, the executive sponsor of the year award. I mentioned earlier the diversity impact model that was developed by Dr. Teresa Wellborn. She spent years interviewing executives, trying to understand the outcomes that they were looking for as a result of their investments in their diversity programs. Additionally, there was research done with individuals across hundreds of companies all over the globe. All of this resulting in this model, which serves as the basis for that survey I mentioned. So we have the qualitative application, but now we also have the quantitative data from the survey, which is both valid and reliable. So the model focuses on the outcomes of talent management, culture, and organizational vitality. When I say vitality, I mean forward movement, growth, momentum. And we look at those things across 3 different levels. We look at it at the individual level, we look at it at the organizational level, and then at the external stakeholder level. The partnership with USC Center for Effective Organizations has been a game changer. We're now, in addition to the application, leveraging a data-driven model, a validated, highly reliable model in measuring the success of these initiatives that ERGs and councils are putting in place. It adds a level of rigor that we didn't have before. And when I talk about rigor, it provides a level of objectivity. And in addition, we're measuring the congruence. So what I'm filling out on an application, am I getting the same results from the survey? And if I'm not, that impacts the score. So we have a high level of confidence in this process that what we're measuring, we're actually measuring the right thing. Folks that participate in ERGs, the first word I'll use is passionate. They are passionate about making a difference inside their organization, the communities they serve, and ultimately the world. The second, committed. These folks, they're doing this work outside of their day job. They're spending lots of hours really focused on those things that are going to make a difference. Excited. They are truly excited about the work that they're doing. The highlight of my year is when we have the opportunity to go to conference and to feel the buzz, to see that excitement, and ultimately to see them recognized for the great work that they're doing inside their organizations. I like to remind folks that PRISM was the first and only for a long period of time organizations that really honored the achievements of ERGs and councils. People ask us, though, how we're different. Well, first and foremost, tenure and longevity. We've been doing this work for almost 30 years. I jokingly say we've been doing this before it was sexy to do it. The program has always been about understanding the impact that these groups are having on the organization and the communities they serve and the individuals inside the organization. And we did measure that. We looked at outcomes, we looked at metrics. You really had to show that you were moving the needle in quantifiable ways to become an award winner. Now, we've paired the application with the survey process, which is based on the diversity impact model, which is a valid and reliable method to measure impact inside of organizations. ERGs and councils are critical to the success of an organization's diversity, equity, inclusion strategy. First, the council, really has responsibility for strategic oversight of that strategy. And then the ERGs are a critical execution lever that organizations can pull. But there has to be alignment. It starts with business strategy first, okay? That DEI strategy must align to the business strategy. And then the council and ERGs are really, again, pivotal in driving that execution. Participation in ERG and or diversity council is one of the greatest developmental opportunities an individual can take. There's a lot of exposure. There are opportunities to take on leadership roles for individuals that may have not held a formal leadership role inside the organization. Participation gives you exposure to executives and other leaders, and it provides an opportunity to really help shape the future of the organization. Many of the initiatives that these groups are participating in have huge impact for the organization. Use it as a career development opportunity, but it's really important for the managers of these individuals to really engage and understand and help coach and mentor these individuals as they're participating in these groups. I don't know why an ERG would not want to participate in the Diversity Impact Awards. It's an opportunity to assess where you are, think about where you want to go, and then benchmark yourself against other organizations. And those organizations who participate year over year have the opportunity to chart their progress. Not only do we provide the benchmarking report and compare you to other organizations or other like ERGs, we also chart your progress over time. So I like to think of it as a great assessment or discovery process about the work that you're doing. And then, oh, by the way, when you win the award, you get a lot of recognition, across the country. I encourage any ERG diversity program, that's been in existence for 2 years or more to participate. If I had the answer to the question of balancing innovation with maintaining what works, I could retire. It's an age-old question, and I like to think about the Diversity Impact Awards, the Global ERG Summit. It's an opportunity to recognize those things that have been working well, that really don't need to change. But then there's the opportunity to learn from others that are doing highly innovative things to really try to execute on that DEI strategy. Innovation for innovation's sake does no one any good. Learning from other organizations that are dealing with the same challenge is a great way to manage it yourself as well. We like to think about diversity as both differences and similarities that people bring to the workplace and what we experience in the marketplace. It encompasses a much broader range, many more dimensions of diversity than we often thought about just a few years ago, whether it's visible, for example, gender, race, or those things that are less visible, personality, cognitive ideas, even ethnicity. But diversity doesn't work if we are not operating in a culture where mutual respect, trust exists, individuals feel included and feel that they can bring their full self to the workplace. We also want to make sure we address the issue of equity as well. Equity is really about providing equal opportunity for everyone, and not everyone starting at the same place. It's not a one-size-fits-all. When we think about diversity, I think you have to think of all three: diversity, equity, and inclusion to really get the mix right. ERGs are absolutely having impact on individuals outside of their organizations. Actually, in the last couple of years, we've seen even more of that just given COVID and what their communities are experiencing. Each year, we have the opportunity to review the applications, and just reading the stories, these committed individuals are trying to make their communities a better place is truly amazing. Whether it's trying to help improve health outcomes, provide opportunities within schools that children wouldn't have otherwise, just providing support to individuals who need it. It's inspiring. And I recommend individuals who are interested in learning more about this, come to the conference, hear the stories these ERGs are sharing, because it'll give you some ideas, but hopefully it'll have you walking away feeling pretty good about the work they're doing. Participating in the Diversity Impact Awards is really quite simple. As I mentioned before, any ERG or council that has been in existence for at least 2 years has the opportunity to participate. Right here on this website, you'll see a link that will allow you to begin that application process. We ask for some information up front, but once you share, say for example, you're applying for the top 25 single ERGs, once you provide the number of members of your ERG and accept the terms and conditions, that begins the process by which you can start the survey. You get that survey, send it to your ERG members. From that point on, you're continuing to complete the application. What is that game-changing initiative or project that you did last year that you really want to be the highlight for your submission? We'll want you to look at that through the lens of talent management or culture or organizational vitality. Then we think about impact either at the individual organization or external stakeholder level. Apply, create the foundation or the baseline in your first year. Who knows? You may end up in the top 25 your first year, but if you don't, you've got great information that allows you to think about how you continue and move forward in the years to come. We really hope to see you as a part of the Diversity Impact Awards.